Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? My name is Antoine, and this is GoVroom. In the first two videos, I talked about why I decided to start a car rental business and why I haven't bought my first car yet. And that second part is what really gets people curious and sometimes confused. So, in this video, I want to slow things down and talk about something more practical, what I'm actually working on right now before buying my first car. Because one of the most common questions I get is, if you don't have cars yet, what are you even doing? And the honest answer is, I'm building a foundation. This part of the journey isn't exciting. It's not fast, and it's definitely not flashy. There are no keys, no delivery photos, no big launch moment, but it is intentional. And intention matters a lot more than speed in the long run. One of the biggest lessons I've learned early on is that progress doesn't always look exciting. Buying cars looks like progress. Posting keys looks like progress. Launching fast looks like progress. But real progress usually happens quietly when nobody is watching. It happens in spreadsheets, in phone calls, in reading terms and conditions nobody wants to read, in insurance policy language that's confusing on purpose, and in decisions that don't get likes, but prevents disasters later. Once cars are involved, mistakes get expensive very quickly. You can recover from a bad idea when nothing is on the road yet. You can't recover as easily when assets, insurance, and liabilities are involved. So right now, everything I'm doing is about making sure GoVroom is prepared before money starts moving. Not perfect, but prepared. There's another piece of context I need to be very clear about because it shapes every decision I make. I'm building GoVroom while working a full-time job. That changes the way I have to approach this business. I don't have unlimited hours to troubleshoot problems as they pop up. I don't have the flexibility to be reactive all day. And I don't have the luxury of learning everything after mistakes are made. Once cars are on the road, problems don't wait for evenings. Breakdowns don't care about work schedules. Insurance claims don't pause because I'm in meetings, and expenses don't stop just because I'm busy. So, the way I'm building this business has to be disciplined. Anything that can be thought through now has to be thought through now. Anything that can be structured now has to be structured now, because later I won't have extra time and I don't want unnecessary stress. One of my main focuses has been making sure the business itself is structured correctly, not just legally, but operationally. That means taking time to truly understand what licenses are actually required, which licenses people think they need but don't, how to properly separate business and personal finances, how money should flow in and out of the business, and how everything gets tracked cleanly from day one. I've been making sure the LLC is clean, the EIN is properly used, bank accounts are separate, and financial tools are set up with long-term use in mind. This part isn't exciting, but this is how businesses stay organized, scalable, and stress-free later. I don't want to be 6 or 12 months in trying to untangle transactions or explain messy books. I want clarity from the beginning. Another major focus has been vehicle strategy. And this part is not just about choosing a car I like. It comes down to one core question. Does this vehicle make sense for this business in this market at this time? That means I'm looking closely at which vehicles rent consistently, not just occasionally, reliability history and common problem areas, long-term maintenance and repair costs, purchase price versus realistic earning potential, and how quickly a vehicle can recover its upfront costs. A lot of people buy cars they personally like and then try to force them into a rental model. I'm doing the opposite. I'm letting the numbers lead and keeping my personal preferences out of it, because this isn't about owning cool cars. It's about building a sustainable business. I've also spent a lot of time thinking about cash flow, because cash flow is what keeps businesses alive. Not how much can this car make in a perfect month, but what does break even actually look like? How many rental days are realistic, not optimistic? What happens during slow periods? What happens when repairs stack up early? What happens when income pauses but expenses don't? If a car needs unexpected repairs in the first few months, does the business survive that without stress? If the numbers only work in the best case scenario, they don't work at all. I'd rather be conservative now than surprised later. One of the biggest areas of focus and one of the most misunderstood has been commercial insurance for rental fleets. This is where a lot of people hit a wall without realizing it. Insurance companies don't just ask, do you want insurance? They evaluate business structure, operator experience, vehicle types, intended rental use, claims potential, loss severity, and how risk is managed before the first car is purchased. A lot of new operators get denied or quoted extremely high premiums, not because they did something wrong, but because they weren't prepared. I've learned that insurance isn't just a cost, it's a filter. It determines what vehicle makes sense, how quickly you can scale, what kind of rentals you can accept, and how much risk the business is actually carrying. Running a car rental business involves risk. That's unavoidable. But unmanaged risk is optional. Right now, I'm thinking carefully about which risks are worth taking, which risks could sink the business early, where risk can be transferred, where it needs to be absorbed, and where it should be avoided entirely. This phase is about protecting GoVroom before it generates revenue. Once cars are on the road, you're reacting. Right now, I can still be proactive. I'm comfortable moving slow right now because speed does not equal success. Fast launches look good online, but confidence in your decisions feels better long term. This is the only phase where I can think clearly without pressure. This is the cheapest time to think. Once assets are involved, thinking gets expensive. Next week, my focus is narrowing down final vehicle options, purchase strategies, insurance readiness, and overall launch preparedness. I don't have a rush timeline. I have a prepared timeline. If you're interested in real founder journeys, especially what it looks like to build a business while working full-time, follow along. I'm documenting GoVroom from zero, including the parts most people skip. This is GoVroom from zero to launch. Follow the journey.